we think about tale of three gases: oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitric oxide. Now, anything in excess is not good. Understand this. This is a very important part. Oxygen is good. People say, I like oxygen, lack of oxygen. People always say, I didn't have enough oxygen. That's a problem. But too much oxygen is also not good. Too much oxygen can create oxygen toxicity. So we have to be careful about that. 21% versus, whatever it is. And you go into high altitude, well, you have a situation where the oxygen concentration is low, pressure is low. And so it's the other way around. We know about that part, not enough oxygen. But nowadays we do use high pressure oxygen in certain areas for treatment, but that's a very special condition. So what we want to think about is oxygen itself has to be just enough. So if you use oximeter, I recommend that everyone needs to own an oximeter. It's like you're going to own your belt, I mean, if I'm wearing a pants and I don't have loose pants and I don't have a belt, I'll be a problem. So this is an important thing to own this, because that gives you an ongoing idea about the heart rate and also about the oxygen content, whatever the oxygen is happening. And with the COVID, everybody knows now that this is important to own. So now, talk about the oxygen. So one misconception is, if I breathe more, it'll be good. No, not necessarily. If I breathe more and faster and deep breath and everything, all the breathing, I can do a couple of things. I may get enough oxygen, but I may have problem with the blowout of the carbon dioxide. I can blow out too much of carbon dioxide. Now what happens? If I blow out too much of carbon dioxide, you remember the acid, that goes down a little bit. Carbon dioxide goes out. Now, carbon dioxide is a stimulation for the center of the brain. As soon as supposing we are not breathing well, and some carbon dioxide collects, and the acid, it becomes a little acid, that sends a message to the brain. Hey, something has happened. You better breathe, better breathe, better breathe. And so that triggers the breathing of the muscles, the diaphragm, and everything else. So, carbon dioxide is not all bad. There's another misconception is carbon dioxide is bad. As oxygen is not always good, carbon dioxide is not always bad. Carbon dioxide is necessary in order to stimulate the various lung function. And also, supposing you had I'll give you another example. Supposing there was a storm, flood came in or a snowstorm or whatever it is, and people start talking about it. Then you don't have enough supplies at home. What do? You go to the store immediately. I want to buy the milk. I want to buy bread. I want to buy toilet tissue paper, whatever is missing. I want to get the supplies. I want to start getting more supplies because the situation is going to be bad. Same thing happens in the body. The carbon dioxide starts increasing and the tissues start wondering, oh my God, I don't know whether we get enough oxygen now. Acid is happening, etc., etc. So they start extracting more oxygen from the hemoglobin. The hemoglobin also releases it. Remember the nitric oxide and also carbon dioxide. They're working together. So little acid is formed. Immediately the hemoglobin says, well, listen, these guys need more oxygen right now. Until we get rid of the whole carbon dioxide and the base acid balance comes better. So it's in some ways it is three-way, a little bit complicated, but understandable that we have to make sure that enough carbon dioxide is there in this system so that extraction, the cells start extracting more oxygen. Same thing will happen in our case when we go to the store and try to get all the stuff, extra stuff that is there, we fill up our home. Now, which are the cells that are helped by that? So when we hold the breath, like holding breath was done in recovery by Bakulbhai right now, we said we are holding the breath a little bit, 4 or 5 seconds, something like that, after in exhalation. When we hold, that little carbon dioxide creeps up a little bit in our body, and that gives a signal not only to this brain, but every signal in the, like for example, brain, heart, kidney, liver, all the important organs. They start extracting more oxygen. So the oxygen delivery and extraction increases. And therefore, these practices that we do, withholding and things, they work because of this reason. But we need to understand what we do, why we do, how we do it. So this is the one example that I have, and we will talk in the next section. We'll talk something about the proper way of breathing.